has it ever occurred in your mind, just by sitting on the opposite of this dais, that our teachers are giving us wonderful instructions? We are taking notes of every single thing. However, whenever we are sitting for our exam, we lack in confidence, or we just find some sort of gap in our expected marks and our actual obtained marks. For that, it occurred in my mind as well. So for that, we have conducted a research based on academic writing needs of undergraduate students, a mixed method study from students and instructors' perspectives at a private university in Bangladesh. I'm Jonathan and my IEs is 103. Now, in the introduction, I would like to mention how so far in Bangladesh we have studied. It's a grammar-based, test-based study so far. For that reason, the actual disciplinary language learning is not that much fluent in our head as well, for which it eventually remains a lag in our studies as well. And then, as the research questions, the first one actually addresses what academic writing skills do the students, undergraduate students, perceive as important for a successful completion of their academic part. Secondly, it addresses, do the teachers think the same as well? And thirdly, whether it aligns or not. Now, in the literature review, we try to incorporate the academic writing needs in ELP session. EFL context and undergraduateness here is a interesting fact that Mahmood 2020, it's a paper from Pakistan, and it also showed us that grammar focused education eventually leads us to the weak academic levels. And then the students and instructor perception gap here, Huang 2010 actually addresses that students eventually find some skills that are overestimation and are underestimation, and it eventually fluctuates. So there is probably a perception gap so far. Now, in the theoretical framework, we align target situation analysis, which addresses necessities, lacks, and wants of students, and then genre-based approach, where argumentation, critical thinking, genre awareness, explicitly combines into one genre-specific education and studies. And in the research gap, there are three types, like contextual perspective, methodological, and analytical theoretical gap. In the methodology part, here it's as I have mentioned it earlier, that it's a mixed method study. So we try to incorporate two types. Actually, data triangulation has happened, but it's like 155 undergraduate students Likert chart survey has been taken. It's quantitative. And secondly, 10 instructors or experts interview, SSI, semi-structured interview has been taken. And for in-depth knowledge about the students' understanding and perspective, we have also incorporated 11 students to focus group discussions where they have said everything that they feel like. There was no bias and no limit at all. So in this part, in the questionnaire that we have provided, in section B, it was about the importance of the skills that they perceive is as important as enough or not. In the section C, it was much more about need-based. In section D, it was open-ended question where questionnaire 29 and 30 was open-ended for the students. And I have talked about SSI and FGBs. In data analysis section, quantitative data analysis has been taken with our software where the mean and SD analysis has been overviewed. I'm going to show you the later data part. And the qualitative analysis has been taken by the model of Brown and Clark's model, where theoretic analysis has been handled. Here is the fun fact. In table 2, we have found that perceived importance of academic writing skill. You can check. I'm sorry, I'm too short, but it's like question 8 is basically what students think that the need of vocabulary is as important as nothing. and skills for them. Now, in table 3, what they prefer or like they suggest for everyone to develop their need is basically they are thinking that staying focused on the assigned topic is like much more important and they need to develop that, but they are underestimating this paraphrasing source materials and like writing efficient summaries, which the instructors think that the most important. Here is the perception gap that we have found. It's like students' perspective is like they are prioritizing grammar, vocabulary, and topic focus, whereas they are underestimating paraphrasing, summarizing, and the teachers are thinking much more advanced level. So students are thinking that it's surface level skills that they need to develop, but if the teachers are eventually suggesting something much more advanced. So in the insights from the open-ended session and the GPs, alright, thank you. They have asked both of the entity basically suggested that they need recommendations and like regular feedbacks and reading habit. This is what I was talking to you about. Like we have found that with all of the data being analyzed, that 3 of them are divergence, and 3 of them are convergence. Sorry. So it's like awareness. They know that yes, there need to be there is a lag. They need to develop, but they do not know how to apply. Whereas the teachers are clearly suggesting much more advanced. Okay. Sorry. On the recommendation part, it's like we are recommending some curriculum level development and pedagogical incorporation, where by like scaffolding based teaching methods would be important for them as well. Like for example, sentence to paragraph to even like argumentation and regular feedback, learning and all. And finally, the institutional level recommendation and grammar development. At the end, conclusion is basically this study is bridging the gap between the perception that we are finding, that students are finding it much more in a surface level, and